firstly practice this question properly. Okay. And for getting your proper pace, you can definitely practice some read alouds. Okay, read alouds is like the best warm-up activity, even though it doesn't contribute a lot of marks anymore after 7th of August, but this is like the best activity, how you can self-assess yourself. For example, how are you speaking yourself? That will actually help you in assessing your speed, your fluency, your pronunciation, your clarity of each and every word. Okay, everything combined, you will get an understanding just from your read alouds. If you're getting good marks in your read alouds, that means you're on the right track. You're actually following the correct method of how you have to speak. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers and ask questions about your child's progress. It can be helpful to write down questions ahead of time. This is how you have to speak. Okay, without any kind of intonation, just keep a very flat tone. Each and every word should be pronounced clearly. Even the S of the times, the conferences, the S of conferences, everything should be pronounced properly. Yes, Seetal, are you saying something?
This read aloud, I think I do my best for this one, but I don't get a desired mark. I usually end up in 60s.
See, that means that you're actually lacking somewhere. It's either in your
Yeah.
see your pronunciation, yeah, maybe both these aspects, or you're speaking too slow or you're speaking too fast. Okay, if you have APEUni, you maybe can self-assess yourself, or you can just send me a voice note using any of the question that you do here. Okay,
Okay,
to
I
help
will
me
do
also
that for sure. But how do we self-assess it? How
self-assessing
do,
yourself is
yes.
actually a minute. I'll show you. Let me do this same question and I'll show you how you actually have to do it. If you are using APEUni especially, it will give you a proper understanding of each and everything that you're doing. Your pronunciation is good or not, if your fluency is perfect or not. If it's perfect here in this question, then you're good to go and you just have to practice with the rest of the question. If you're lacking somewhere around here, then that's exactly what you have to practice for. It's either your fluency or maybe your pronunciation. Okay. Let me start it like this. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers and ask questions about your child's progress. It can be helpful to write down questions ahead of time. Submit it, and when you submit your answer, schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers. Okay. Now here, guys, when you see here, maybe if your speed is too much here, that means you need to come on to a moderate pace. Okay, that means you're not good in your speech. So you need to maybe lessen your pace. But if it's showing perfect, then that's actually the pace that you have to follow for the rest of the question as well. Now, as per for your pronunciation here, I did not have a lot of problem here in this pronunciation. I just have few problems because I'm not using headphones right now. Okay, but if you see maybe some red marks here, teacher or maybe conferences, those are showing you in red marks. That means that is your bad pronunciation and you have to work on your pronunciation. Okay, fluency, how much marks you've gotten in your fluency. If you're lacking only here, that means you're not speaking in one smooth flow. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. Then take a pause. You have to speak this much of line in one breath. If you're able to speak till here in one breath, that means you're good. You're good in your speaking. Okay. Also, to see this part, that this is for your pronunciation accuracy. This is for your stressing part. Now, what are the words that we are stressing on? The words which are not very important, for example, as you can see, for, with, this, is, your, and even to, which doesn't add to a lot of meaning in our sentence, whatever we speak. If these are shown in red color, that means you're stressing on them too much, and you don't have to stress. Means this is your chance. We don't say your chance, we say your chance. The R of the your is not heard properly. You don't have to stress on the endings of it. Okay, so stressing on words is also very important, where you have to stress and where you don't have to stress. Okay, this is how you have to self-assess yourself. If you see maybe a lot of red marks here in your stressing, then that's something that you also have to improve. Okay. See,
Okay.
guys, I hope you've understood how you have to self-assess yourself. For your stressing point, make sure you don't have a lot of red mark here, and for your pronunciation as well. Okay. And if you think maybe you have problems in your fluency, you will see some slashes here. Okay. If you have problem in your fluency, you will definitely see a lot of slashes. Let me show you how. Schools host parent-teacher conferences 4 times a year, and it is important for families to attend. This is your chance to meet with teachers and ask questions about your child's progress. It can be helpful to write down questions ahead of time. Okay. Now, I have spoken it clearly. Each and every word was clearly spoken. Schools host parent-teacher was clearly spoken. Okay, but you need to see what kind of marks now I'm getting for my own. Schools host. Now here you do see here fluency problem and even my pronunciation. My pronunciation maybe was not a lot of problem here, but I was actually stressing on a lot of words here. Okay, so that's something that you have to avoid. You have to speak in a fluent manner. Okay, if my fluency is going down, my speed will eventually go down as well, and so will my stress. Because I'm stressing, you're stressing on each and every word means your fluency is not good. So don't stress on words, just speak it in a smooth flow. Try to speak it like these words are together. This is your chance, not this is your chance. This is not how we speak in our PT exam. Okay, guys, I hope you understood from my demonstration how do you have to speak and what are the things that you have to avoid. Okay, try to self-assess yourself. How do you speak? If you are getting around 80 to 85% marks in your read aloud, that means your moderate your pace of speaking and your stressing on each and every word, it's perfect, and you can then proceed on and practice some other questions. Okay, all right. uh, Seetal, I hope that's pretty clear to you, and how do you have to practice to for your speaking. Anybody else? Any question, guys?
Madam, can you go with another question? Because I had problem with this reading or like this. I don't score more than 50, 55 or 60 when I do with the APA uni. So can you
Kadu,
go
can
ahead
you
with
maybe send me some like voice notes? Okay, maybe I can assess you on the basis of how you speak. Okay, because I can go and on with the questions here, but to understand where you're lacking, that could be a little difference. Okay, your pronunciation could be a little different from mine. Even your pace that you're speaking could be a little different. And sometimes what happens, guys, even maybe if you're practicing on phone, okay, the phone is not able to understand or catch your words properly. So you may need to try with laptop and use headphones. Okay, that's another thing that will add to your worries. So you don't have to worry about that. Try firstly using a laptop. Use your headphones for your proper any kind of clarity. There's no noise coming out from outside sources. Okay, and then maybe just try to send me your answers so I can assess you on the basis of how you're speaking. Okay, because my tone is very different. I don't use intonation. My tone and my pitch is a little higher because it happens there's a little difference between guys and girls. Girls tend to have higher pitch, okay, which is actually very ideal for PT. They can just all the words that they speak, they're caught very properly in the PT software, and it is actually not the same with boys. So maybe if you can send me so I can assess you on the basis of how you speak. Okay.
okay, thank you, madam. I'll do that.
Yeah, all right. Okay, guys, so maybe if you don't have any question, then please practice, okay, with the same technique, with the same things that